pigs are strange creatures, and for new owners especially, there are quite a few things about their podgy little potato bodies that strike us as a little bit odd and make us wonder whether that's quite right or whether it's something the vet needs to see. So in this video, I'm going to cover 5 different areas of the guinea pig body. I'm going to show you what's normal and explain some of the things which aren't normal, so you can basically get to know your guinea pigs a bit better and understand when something's not quite right. And we're going to start off with the skin and bald patches. So there are a few bald patches which are normal for guinea pigs to have. The first of these are small to largish patches behind their ears. So here's Pedro's, here's Phoebe's, here's Roxy's and Lyra's. These can look a bit worrying. However, all guinea pigs have these patches behind their ears and it is completely normal. Roxy, can you tell me why there's bald bits behind your ears? It's a bit of a mystery, but I think this might have something to do with the fact that guinea pigs thermoregulate using their ears. They don't sweat, they don't pant like dogs. Instead, they are a bit like elephants. They increase the blood flow to their ears and release heat that way. So that's why guinea pigs have quite sparse hair on their ears, and it could be why they've got those bald patches behind there as well. And because of this, don't be too concerned if you see your light-skinned piggy's ear skin looking quite pink or reddish, especially if it's warm. They're just using their ears to cool themselves down. And our second normal bald patch is a bit of missing hair just on the inside of their front paws, and this has a rather adorable reason. It's because when they wash themselves, they end up rubbing off any hair that tries to grow there, which I think is such a cute thing. Any other bald patches are not normal. Normally hair loss is traced back to some kind of health condition, usually to do with the skin, especially in younger piggies. So it could be guinea pig lice, mange mites, or various sorts of fungal infections. And then hair loss can also be due to other health conditions. So for example, a lot of female guinea pigs end up getting ovarian cysts, and this causes hair loss on one side or both sides of the flanks, sort of just in front of the hips. Another one is Cushing's disease, which can cause quite widespread hair loss. And then there's just pain from arthritis or other health conditions. Pain can make guinea pigs sort of nibble at themselves where they don't quite feel comfortable, and that in itself can make the hair fall out. So check your guinea pigs over every now and again, maybe as part of your weekly weigh-in that you should do with them. Clock those bald patches that they should have and just run through the skin, look for any other areas that don't look quite right. Our second category is eyes. So firstly, some people wonder about the colours of guinea pigs' eyes, and you've got a bright pink or reddish, dark ruby eyes. They're brown but with a red sheen to it, and then you also have just dark normal brown eyes. You can more rarely also have dark blue eyes. So on these colours, the bright red or bright pink eyes don't mean you've got an albino guinea pig. Some people don't like the look of the pink eyes and say guinea pigs look evil, but personally I think they look quite cute. And another thing that's sort of quirky but normal for guinea pig eyes is that when they wash themselves, they release a white milky discharge, and this is just a fluid that the guinea pig uses to help wash themselves with. Also normal for the eyes in some piggies is a condition called fatty eye or pea eye, and this is a bit of a strange one. Guinea pigs can get droopy eyelids, and it's where there is almost a thin sliver of fat poking out between the eyeball and the lower lid. Roxy has this, so I will put in some footage of her so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. This is something thought to be down to genetics, but it could also be influenced by if the guinea pig is a little bit overweight, which I think is what's going on with Roxy because she is a very chonky girl. Her sister Phoebe is about 250 grams lighter than Roxy, and she doesn't have the fatty eye. In the majority of cases, it's not harmful at all. It's just something they have and they carry out their life as normal. It doesn't affect their vision in any way, and it doesn't make them uncomfortable. What is worrying is if you see any other sort of discharge, maybe that dries and looks crusty looking, or if there's any growths, redness, soreness, soreness around the eyes. All of these things could point to various health problems. Having very runny eyes and crustiness could be an upper respiratory infection. Seeing other growths coming out the side of the eye that don't fit the description of fatty eye could be some sort of tumours. And then there's damage to the eyes. So an eye ulcer can look like general soreness and the guinea pig not wanting to open it properly, paired with a sort of blue sheen over the surface of the eye. Next up is the toes and the feet, and first things first, it's normal for guinea pigs to have 4 toes on the front and 3 on the back. Don't worry, they aren't missing any. However, it's not that unusual for guinea pigs to have something called polydactyly, which basically means an extra toe. This can be anything from a sort of lifeless little nub, more of a skin tag, to a fully formed mini toe with a nail that grows and everything. This is what Pedro's got. You can kind of see it is just like a miniature version of one of his other toes. It is just hanging on by a really thin bit of skin though, but it does have nerves in there and it does obviously have a blood supply, and that nail grows and I need to clip it. So depending on the location of the toe and how likely it is to get caught on things, it is something that your vet can remove, but best to kind of chat to them and ask them about it first, and only consider removing it if you think it really might be a problem for them. Especially if they would need anaesthetic, it's probably not a good idea to go down that route just for taking off a spare toe. Another thing that's not unusual for guinea pigs to get is sort of hard skin on the feet, and sometimes they can get things called spurs growing up alongside their nails. Phoebe and Roxy get this, and when I do the cutting of the nails, give them a little manicure, I basically just flick off any bits of hard skin with my nail. It doesn't cause them any pain and it just stops them from growing more. And if you get the spurs, they do get very hard, so you can clip them with the nail clippers. Just be aware that it does go from dead tissue back to live tissue, so you need to be careful and not cut off too much at once. You can also get some products to help with dry skin on your piggy's feet. I know the Gorgeous Guineas do a foot ointment that just helps moisturize things, and it might stop that hard skin from coming back quite so often. Also, some redness of the feet can be normal, but constant redness that doesn't go away, or if it starts to look a bit sore and when it gets open wounds on it, these are all signs of a dangerous condition called bumblefoot. Bumblefoot is basically a bacterial infection of the feet, and it's not something you want your guinea pigs to get. It's one of the reasons why wire-bottomed cages are now known to be so unsuitable for guinea pigs. Your guinea pigs might just be unlucky and develop bumblefoot, or they might have had a history of it, maybe if they're rescue piggies. And another thing that can cause it is urine scald. So if your guinea pig sort of has a tendency to sit in one place for long periods of time, and if they don't have an absorbent bedding underneath them, then the sensitive skin on the feet can be in contact with urine, and that will sort of burn the top layer of skin and help that bacteria get in there. So if you are worried about bumblefoot and you think your piggy might have sensitive feet, you can look at your bedding options, maybe changing to something more absorbent, more soft. Fleece is a really good option if you're thinking about it. At number 4, we have grease gland and also other things to do with the bottom area. So firstly, if you haven't heard of the grease gland, it is a gland that all guinea pigs have, and you often hear about males having them, but females actually have grease glands too. And they use their grease gland for scent marking. The grease gland can get dirty in some individuals, and there are ways of cleaning it. You can give them a little bum bath. So if you are concerned that it looks to be very dirty, then you can look into how to manage it. But generally, it's not that much of a problem, and if you notice a small greasy patch on their rear end, then it's nothing to worry about. And whilst I'm here in the nether regions, I thought I would talk about the anal sac in males. When female guinea pigs come to do a poo, it just sort of comes straight out, whereas in males they kind of have a sac. The poo comes into there first and then out from there. And there can be a build-up of poos in this sac that can't quite get out. Especially as males get older. With unneutered males it's more common, and it's basically the muscles aren't able to work to push those poops out as they once did. If your male guinea pig does get impaction, they basically need some regular assistance to help clear that blockage of poops. Now, it might sound pretty grim. There are some scary, horrific videos of it on the LA Guinea Pig Rescue channel, but in reality, once owners are aware of the problem and they know how to deal with it, then it just becomes part of your normal routine, and those poops don't build up to the scary amounts that you'll see on the rescue channel. It doesn't happen to all males either, so don't let it put you off getting bars. With Pedro back there, sleeping as usual, he is neutered, so it's going to be less of a problem for him, but I do still check around his bottom region. Sometimes there is hair stuck in that sac and kind of a build-up of secretions, but it's fairly easy to clear out. You just kind of carefully move the skin back and you can tease away any bits of nasty build-up of stuff that's in there. Next up we have the mouth, and this is where a few different health problems can occur, so it's useful to know what is normal. So firstly, the mouth should look nice and healthy, the lips should be smooth, there shouldn't be any crustiness on there. There is a kind of thing they can get called cheilitis, which is sort of a fungal infection of the mouth area. And then inside the mouth, you've obviously got the incisors. You cannot see any of their other teeth because they have what's called a buccal pad, which is sort of a big fatty bit of cheek that comes in their mouth in between their incisors and their molars right at the back of the mouth. But for the incisors, you can check that they are lining up properly with each other, that they are flat across the bottom. The incisors actually wear each other down, so if you're looking from the side, they might look a bit angled from front to back. That's completely fine, that's just how they wear each other down. The incisors can also be quite long as well, especially if you gently pull the lower lip down. The bottom incisors can look very long, but as long as they're in line, they're straight, your guinea pig's not having any trouble eating, then that's probably normal for them. If the incisors don't look normal, it can point to problems with the back teeth. So the back teeth can overgrow and they sort of go inwards and sometimes trap the tongue under them. This can really affect your guinea pig's ability to eat. You'll probably see them losing weight and like picking up food and then dropping it, not being able to chew things properly. So if you notice any of these signs, then please get your guinea pig to a vet. So they need to be an experienced vet that can trim back the teeth. And if you want to learn more about the health of your guinea pigs, including a health check video and how to look after a poorly guinea pig, then I'll make sure I put these ones in the description below. But that is everything for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, guys. I hope you learned something. If you did, please give us a like, drop us a comment below, let us know whether your guinea pigs have any strange body quirks of their own. And as always, thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next video.